Well, it only took until the second week of May this year to get our first tropical system, but guess where this thing is? And don't worry, you're not going crazy just yet. Your screen is correct. We are looking for possible snow just underneath the Great Lakes for Mother's Day. Are you really that surprised? Come on now. And also, we got down in the Gulf states. We could see another round of severe weather lined up for today. This is our 2-day outlook. And last but not least, we will touch on what goes up must come down. Everyone, get your cameras out this weekend. You have a shot of catching a re-entry. Welcome back, everybody. In fact, let's start with that. The Chinese rocket. I'm sure many of you, if not all of you I'm talking to right now, have heard about this situation that is actually going to really take place this weekend. It could happen at any moment. A rocket sent up by China that was bringing up their version of the space station has this massive rocket that is now going to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. If you guys remember, we had a very interesting phenomena take place where a piece of space debris or a rocket came back into the Earth's atmosphere, and all over the world people got these pictures of these pieces of what seemed like little meteors flying across the sky. And in fact, what this was a piece of space debris, but much smaller than what we're dealing with now. In fact, China believes it's not going to be an issue, while NASA believes it very much could be an issue. So basically, the long and short of it is they don't know exactly where this thing is going to end up. Chances are it's going to end up in the oceans because that is mostly the surface of the Earth. But of course, there's always that chance of something landing over a populated area. It's happened before, and chances are it will happen again. So we need to keep an eye on this. And for those of you looking for some sort of amazing display in the sky, chances are this is going to be one. And they really believe it's going to happen this weekend, which we're in the middle of right now. I'll go ahead and leave this link for you in the description box, as there's a ton of different info out there about this that you can find very, very easily. Now, I gotta say, I did expect us to see our first tropical system in the month of May. I just didn't think it would be on the Pacific side. Check this out, our first invest of the 2021 hurricane season. Yes, we do have a Pacific hurricane season and an Atlantic hurricane season, and May 15th is always the start of that Pacific season, as it tends to begin a little bit sooner. As we jump over here to Wikipedia, we can see right here, 2021 Pacific hurricane season begins on May 15th, 2021 in the Eastern Pacific Ocean, and on June 1st, 2021 in the Central Pacific. So, both of these seasons end on the same day. It's just that the Pacific side of that tropical zone, which is right in this sweet spot here where Central America connects North and South America. So we have the Pacific side here with our invest, and then when we click inside the Gulf, we get a reading of our Atlantic invest, which we don't have any quite yet. We are very close though. So exactly what kind of storm will this be? Well, it's big enough to obviously be a tropical system that we are following in that area. So it has a name. It's called Invest 90E. It's the official first invest of the hurricane season as a whole, Pacific and Atlantic. And if we jump over to our models and predictive charts, we can see that it's kind of got a short lifespan, but nonetheless, it is the first storm we have this year. According to the model intensity guidance chart, it's not really expected to go past a tropical storm, but may get up there and take that first name, the letter A. But remember, the letter A will be taken from the Pacific side list, which is Andreas, as opposed to the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season, which the first name is going to be Anna. And just so there's no confusion about the potential of this storm, I just want to show you what the GFS has as far as its prediction for it. It really doesn't get past a very low pressure of 999, so we're staying above 1,000. Tropical depression, tropical storm range. And then by the end of the day on the 12th, we can almost see this thing's lifespan is over. So it's going to kind of form. As I back up here to current time, you can see the low pressure system right here, 1008. It kind of peaks over the next day and a half and then kind of fizzles out just under the Baja region of California and Mexico. But as of right now, the official status of this disturbance, which is at a 70% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days, is the first of the 2021 season. Jumping over to our connective outlook chart, we can see right now eastern Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and then moving into Tennessee and Kentucky, and a little bit more of the Gulf region is under severe weather watches today. We have about 8 million million people within that yellow area, 15% hail probabilities within those areas as well, 8 million people. Keep in mind that surrounding brown area is 20 million, and our tornado count is around that 5% mark. You can see the brown there, so a little bit of a low percentage there, but we know this area of the country is in the peak season for these types of storms. If we jump over to the College of DuPage radar site and we back up about 8 to 10 hours, we can see why our storm outlook chart has had Texas and then this chunk of the country under the severe weather watch. We can see it just blowing up right now as we enter the last 5 or so hours. We got this chunk of moisture, and it's hard to see obviously because we don't have the frames yet, but as we move forward we can see the momentum is kind of about to buckle right here. So we're going to start to see a swing of this momentum beginning over Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, and we're going to swing up through Mississippi, Alabama, as you can see on this chart here, swinging right up to Tennessee and Kentucky. And that just gives you an idea of how they come up with this flow and how they know that this area is going to be the most severe. And let's not forget, at the top of that system, just underneath the Great Lakes, the patch of area between Chicago and Detroit is expecting snow right around the South Bend area, just along the top border of the state, which is not too uncommon for this time of year. We've seen it before the first 2 weeks of May during that official transition into spring. We got the low dip right in the center of the country there. My friends, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you were all safe. We're going to have a little bit of cooler weather in the Northeast, but I promise you it is almost over. Shout out to Canada. Thank you all so much. I'll be back tomorrow morning, or if anything else significant happens between now and then. Take care. Bye-bye.